Port branded it the most deprived neighbourhood in England.
It's a simple question I asked.
Yeah, and I'm trying to answer it.
Things have got a bit better since then, but life round here is still no bed of roses.
There's a well-known local expression, they'd steal the shit out of your arse. Not because they want it, just so that you haven't got it.
Half the people have no qualifications. And antisocial behaviour is rife.
Are you the neighbour from hell?
Probably, yeah.
People round here might not be the poshest, but they're not lacking in spirit.
That's why we call ourselves the dysfunctionals.
They're just trying to get on with life, be themselves,
I ain't driving the van like this.
and follow their dreams.
I could be like a different person when I'm acting. It is true that a good play needs no epilogue.
For one long summer, the young people of Harper Hay let us into their secret world,
Happiness! I shake it in the morning.
sharing the good times
Megan Fox, eat your ass out.
and the bad.
Hello? Go find another street to go and terrorise.
This is how it really feels, growing up the hard way.
You might think you know people like us, but you don't know nothing yet.
This week, young mum Sherelle's trying to avoid getting into trouble for the sake of her son,
So what do I do, non-hands?
while Sherelle's mum Mandy and neighbour Katie face the threat of eviction.
Hello? Can you go somewhere else, because I'm not getting kicked out for no kids.
At the wishy-washy laundrette, can mum and dad curb Maddie's bad behaviour before she starts high school?
Well, I got a job, you know.
And pregnant Louise gets valuable advice in preparation for her new life as a mum.
When you're in pain and your legs are open, you just want anything to get it out. You don't give a monkey's who's looking there, who's poking there, and how many trucks they pump into you. You don't care.
In the centre of Harper Hay, there's a street where some neighbours have been causing a headache for the police, the council and residents who want a quiet life.
We're on Brentford Street.
Ready? Go.
22-year-old mum Sherelle and son Kyrell hang out on the street. Sherelle's been in trouble in the past, but she's changed her ways.
Right, here's my mother's house. My mum lives here. If you look through the window, no, you'll see all of them bonging it with the cannabis.
I'm going to batter you.
Get the bong out here, lads. Our Katie lives here. This is my old house, where I used to live. And then at the end of the street, like some of the kids, when they got nowhere to go, they'll just come round there and have a spliff and sit on the wall there. Or have a bong. We've got a garden centre here on the left. We're not allowed to go in there because, as you can see, it's got a big bolt on the gate. And at the bottom, we have a big field that, like, you might as well say, don't have any use to it, because every time we get something out, a motorbike or some form of something with an engine, and go on there, we get in trouble.
Oh! Oh, give it a break! Give it a break!
That's on my lungs now, that. Ugh, it's horrible. No, I'll shove that now, Alan.
At the top of the street lives Kathy, who runs the community garden directly opposite some of the neighbours that have been causing problems. She's lived here for 26 years.
There's a lot of noise, a lot of arguing, a lot of foul language. There's a lot of drugs, a lot of drinking goes on, people fighting with each other, which is not a nice thing to see. There's a lot of traffic, and I live in a cul-de-sac. So there's sort of some of the problems.
Despite not always seeing eye to eye with her neighbours, Kathy still feels the area has a genuine community spirit.
People are quite friendly, and people like to sit on the doorstep, have a cup of tea, have a chat with the neighbours. That's really great. I don't really think that moving out of the area would be of any benefit to me whatsoever.
A mile up the road is the local laundrette. Wishy Washy's been run by Paul and Karen for 6 years.
My mum is the boss. Paul's role is the sort of, not slave, but he does all like washing, he does like the delivery in the shop. He's just always like too busy. And then you've got Madison, who's my little sister, she's definitely the spoiled one. And me, I'm the mature one.
Yeah, she has a go with you. Yeah?
Can I go to Karina's with her?
Who said?
Her mum, me and Karina's gotta get the bus up.
Maddie's 11 and about to leave junior school.
I'm nearly in high school.
Ooh.
Please. Come on.
Are you going to be safe?
I'm sure.
Being 11, you don't really get to do as much. Like, you see high school people walking up and down to the houses and that, and I'm thinking, Wow, I'm only 11. My mum won't even let me walk across the road on my own.
Will you go to the car first and get your phone out, please? Your BlackBerry? Oh, I don't know. Only round the corner there.
Okay.
Hey, lady. Attitude, Danny.
Maddie's starting secondary school in 8 weeks, and she's already asserting her independence, which isn't going down well at home.
If you have a brain, it's not in there.
No, Maddie. Right, you're not going now for that action.
She gets away with too much, my dear. I don't know what it is. Like I say to my mum, well, tell her off then. And she's like, actually, I can't be dealing with her because she keeps going on and on. I'm like, well, you can't do that because she knows she's going to get away with it now. It's like Madison's got her own way then.
You're a spaz.
What's wrong with you now?
It was your fault for putting my phone in your bag, you stupid mum.
What did you have? Hey!
My mum doesn't know when to stop because she's like, she loves instigating things. She loves things going further. She loves people's reactions.
Mum, it's from my phone.
Oh, it's not your fault that I'm a mong, and what was the other one? A spaz. It's not even a nice word to use anyhow.
Please. Mum.
No, you'll learn your lesson. Get in there now, get in the back. Get in the back and not come out.
The worst thing I've ever said to my parents, it sounds like really bad, but I don't mean it. Sometimes I can say it's that I'm going to kill myself because I can't get my own way. Excuse me, I hate you.
Yeah, that is abusing, very abusing, but you're not going. What did she say to me out the window last night? Because I said she can't come to the park. I hope you crash and die. Amber would never speak to me like that. I've learnt to mentally block my children out. Any child, I've learned to actually mentally block them out.
I'm sorry.
Good.
Sometimes I can just pretend to cry, and usually I can just make myself cry that much that tears will roll down my face, and she would believe that I'm really crying. I'm sorry.
Sherelle's picking 3-year-old Kyrell up from nursery school.
Full-time school!
Kyrell did not have the best start in life, as his mum was serving a prison sentence when he was born.
He's knackered. He wants me to pick him up, but I can't be asked.
I would not want my child to follow the road I went down. No, I don't want him to be nothing like me.
Big boy!
Kyrell was born while I was in prison, and then before I got out, he stayed with me for a bit, and then before I got out, my mum had him.
What have you been doing today?
While she was at college, Sherelle started dealing Class A drugs.
Some days I'd say I'm going to college when I wasn't even in, and then I'd go and sell drugs, yeah. I was making quite a bit of money a day. It was all right. Sometimes it was a bit of shit, but it was all right. It was doing more than getting me by, put it that way. My son's dad, he's in prison now as well for armed robbery, but he'd be like, he's not got long left.
You done me a picture with pencil.
Sherelle's not been in trouble since she came out of prison, and she's determined to lead a crime-free life. She's also resolved to make sure Kyrell stays on the straight and narrow.
I worry about him sometimes because of the community, like the environment sometimes in a good environment for the kids. He copies most of the boys now, so I couldn't imagine what he's going to be like when he's older. But I will stop it before it gets to that.
Apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur, and the whole club looking at her. She hit the flowers when you know. Gotta go low.
The street has a bad name. Yeah, it's a bit noisy, but it's like a lot of kids and neighbours are friendly though. Everyone on the street knows each other, everyone's friendly. You can just leave your kids outside, and as long as one person's on the street, that one person will watch all the kids.
Put your coat in, Anna's. Mum, you gave me the bag of clothes yesterday, and you haven't got to change clothes now.
All island, washers, cookers, microwave, fridges, dishwashers.
In her spare time, Kathy works as a community guardian.
A community guardian is a volunteer for Manchester City Council. Basically, it's looking out for environmental crime, although that's quite a big, it makes you sound like some sort of police investigator or something, but really it's just looking for rubbish.
Have a sofa.
going to Dine Street. Surprise, surprise, there's one here every week. It is a good place to live. It's my roots is here in Harper Hay. I've lived here for 26 years. And I love it. Really. And all its problems. You know them things that make your boobs look bigger and you put them in a bra? I found a pair of them once. Children play here, but look at the state of it. Children shouldn't have to play in an area like this. These are empty because people have left. That one's empty because they got kicked out. So we've now got 6 empty properties on the area. That just means more landlords, doesn't it? And, you know, I just think they've ruined our communities.
Nick Taylor.
Nick, the landlord, he thinks that he's welcome on the street because he's got a few houses on the street, but no one likes him.
So, Carol, tell me what you've done today.
Landlord Nick Taylor owns 7 of the houses on Brentford Street. Most of his tenants are on housing benefit. He's a familiar face in the area.
Nick, put your ass away. It's leaving it out.
Shouldn't have been looking.
You shouldn't be bending over in front of everyone then.
I think generally the people are friendly, unless you're a landlord and therefore you're deemed to be wrong.
Look, he's still got it out.
That's dirty, that.
It's like as if in the old days when if you were a woman or you were black or you were gay, you were therefore wrong. Yeah? Now, you're only wrong if you're a landlord or a banker. Yeah? We're just wrong. There's nothing we can do. Whatever we do, it's wrong.
You're not getting away with this, Nick. You're naughty. You're a naughty and you're a shitbag. You know what I mean? Your PhD is there, yeah? Mine's there. So bring it on, mate.
I mean, it was only, 20 minutes ago I was told by a tenant I was going to have my head kicked in. And all I say is, anyone kills me, my wife sells every house in Manchester in one auction. And you're all homeless.
Wow, look at the jacket, it's way big.
Although it's a few weeks before Maddie starts high school, she's trying on her new uniform.
There, and clip it down. Oh, well, it fits you.
Fits you better than it fits Maddie.
That's really ridiculous.
No.
So it's like a proper bloke.
Well, that's what we've got to do, isn't it?
Paul has learned to keep a low profile when the Wakefield girls start dressing up.
Oh, you see, like, knickers, bras, fucking like this and that. Stockings, like, fucking like flying out the house, like, you know what I mean? It's unbelievable. You know what I mean? It's fucking mad.
What's the skirt look like?
Handy.
You don't wear a fleece under your blazer.
No.
You might as well just put your blazer on it.
I'm trying it, man. Maddie, stop talking like a chav. I'm off to chav. We're best bars.
Who's the idiot that put it on the radiator?
Your dad.
He's not just 3 women he lives with, it's 3 wakey women. The Wakefields, what we say goes. Like, if I'm right, then I'm right. And if I know I'm wrong, I'm still right, because Paul can't be right.
You know what you look like? One of them footballers out of the 30s.
Just round the corner from the Wakefield's house is Stax, the hairdressers.
Where's your moustache? Where's your moustache?
Where have we got one?
Yeah. I can't see you that caked in makeup.
25-year-old Louise has worked here as a salon assistant for 7 years. She's expecting her first baby in 6 weeks' time.
I had India 6 weeks early, so could happen any time, Louise. Don't be saying that, Dawn said that before. I'm looking forward to the birth. I'm excited about what the pain's going to be like. I think it's something that you know you're going to have to go through, and just I'm just preparing myself for it. But I'm excited. I think if you have a cesarean, I think you might feel robbed. You know, like you've done everything else, carried the baby, and then you've missed the ending.
Louise's mate Donna co-owns the salon and is a mum as well. She's a ready source of advice when it comes to childbirth.
Let me tell you something, when you're in pain and your legs are open, you just want anything to get it out. It doesn't matter what your plans were, what you say you was going to do. When you're in agony, you don't give a monkey's who's looking there, who's poking there, and how many trucks they pump into you. You don't care.
Stax is a good place to get advice and stuff, because everyone just talks about anything. Like, Donna's quite outspoken, so she won't just tell you what you want to hear, she tells you the truth, so
But obviously I ended up having to emergency section because I've been in labour 50 odd hours, and what was happening was, as I was pushing him out, his head was turning away, so I was basically, his head was going back. You just put them needles in the tummy, and I mean, I did get an infection in my scalp, but it was all right.
Sherelle's had a visit from the police while she was out, and they've asked her to call back.
Hello, I've received a note through the door yesterday afternoon saying that someone's called out to see me. I've got an orange slip and then this number at the bottom. As soon as something happens, like, police will come to Brentford Street because they know a lot of kids are on Brentford Street, and without a doubt, someone will get the blame on that street. Yeah, but how can you get the complaints if I don't have a stereo?
Neighbours have been complaining about loud music. With her past record, Sherelle's keen to stay off the police radar.
I don't know. Maybe they don't like me. Maybe they just want me out. Right. Okay. All right. Okay. Bye. I don't want to go back to jail. I don't want to get in trouble again. Obviously, everyone gets into trouble and does things wrong and does, like, stupid things, but I just don't want to get arrested again.
Sherelle's not the only one in trouble in the neighbourhood. Her mum Mandy and neighbour Katie have just received letters from the council calling them in to discuss complaints of antisocial behaviour.
To me, this is a happy family street. The two neighbours here, we've got pretty big families. You know, I've got 7 of my own, plus their friends are going to come, and friends of friends are going to come, and I think that is the main problem, visitors.
I'm writing to you because I have received reports regarding noise and nuisance and antisocial behaviour from the above property, of which I am informed you are the current tenant.
29-year-old Katie lives with her 4 children.
I'll put this over here.
Her house has also become a hangout for her brothers and their mates. Noisy gatherings are making her the target of criticism.
Wow. It's just because the young lads congregate on the street, and I know you've probably seen a few people coming in and out of my house, but they are all my family, each and every one of them.
There's a serious chance that the 2 families could be evicted.
I think, myself, we're all going to get an ASBO. I don't know why, but I've just got that feeling we're going to get an ASBO. Or maybe an eviction notice.
Landlord Nick owns both Katie and Mandy's houses. He's having to deal with complaints from the council and from the tenants who feel they've been harshly treated.
This letter has really angered me, Nick. It really, really has, because I have done nothing, and absolutely nothing, but try and keep the peace around here on this street with absolutely everyone.
Sorry, I was meant to go and sign this tenant to these people.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Nick.
I'll see you tomorrow, yeah?
Right, just not having people backstab me, though.
Okay.
I'm not having it.
Sorry, I've got to go.
You ain't my landlord!
Basically, everyone's scared and thinking they're getting kicked out. We don't know who's going to go, don't know who's going to stay. But we're hoping we all stay.
I've just, with recovering from alcoholism, it's been a really hard run for me. But before I did receive one of these letters, but I deserved it. And this is why it means so much to me, because I don't deserve this one. But I deserved the last one that I got because I was drunk and I was disorderly and I was aggressive towards my neighbours, so I deserved that letter. But I really don't deserve this one. I really don't.
It's Maddie's last week at junior school, and she's going to her leaving prom this evening. Mum Karen is treating her to a grown-up hairdo at Stack's Hairdressers. Stack's is well known as the local talking shop, and conversation is not always aimed at customers Maddie's age. The subject under discussion today is clairvoyance.
It's very sad that people have to find that comfort. Yeah. Because they don't go to these people to have the cards ready for no other reason. My Auntie Elaine went to one of the ones that did the film stars. I like them shoes. The film stars, and she told her that she was going to meet a man with really nice eyes. Now she was gay. She's gay, right? But believe it or not, because of what she said, she actually started seeing somebody in work that she loved his eyes, and he ripped her off for 30 grand. So I said to her, next time you're going to go to one of them, I'll fancy you myself. See you, Joe. How are you doing under there?
I think that I'm probably in the middle now, like, I can act childish, but sometimes I can act a little bit grown up.
What do you want to be when you're older?
A director in Hollywood.
Do you really? Do you? And if you can't be a director in Hollywood, what else would you be? And if you couldn't be a singer, what else would you be? Now that's better. You're better off having a backup plan. Are you good at writing? Keep writing. That's for a definite. Well, look at who that's just done them 50 Shades of Grey. She's actually sold more copies than Harry Potter first come out.
Sometimes I can understand what they're saying, and sometimes I can be like really confused where I'm just like, what are you saying?
It's really, when you think about it, most married couples are one of them, innit? Pull me 90 down when you're finished. It gets a bit boring, doesn't it?
It depends.
Doesn't it? Then once you start playing games, it gets boring.
It's weird, isn't it?
And sometimes they can talk about their boyfriends and about them getting like married and stuff, and I'm just so like, should I join in this conversation?
I think most fellas stray with prostitutes because basically the women don't do what they want them to do.
Yeah, that probably is the main reason.
No, it's because the wives won't do it. No, Denise, don't forget, they have fantasies and a lot of women won't do it where they can go and pay for it to be done, which is fair enough. Because they've always been around, haven't they? Even in the Roman times they were around. Right, Shirley Temple. Is that all right for you? Yeah, do you like it? Oh wow, that is amazing!
Back on Brentford Street, Nick's on his daily rounds. There's a rumour cannabis may be being cultivated at one of his properties on the street, and he's taking a closer look. First stop is Sherelle's mum Mandy's house, which was the site of a cannabis grow before Mandy moved in.
This area, many people smoke cannabis. Because people are using the stuff, it's got to be produced by somebody somewhere. So, yeah, I would say the two local industries for Harper Hay was growing weed and stealing other people's weed as it halfway when it was grown, so that's like one business. And then stealing copper. It's a house that's had a grow in before, so I'm scared about the electrics being tampered with. You can see when it's been a grow, I've had so many. Right, we're underneath the house now. Look, there used to be a grow down here, and we got the remains of the soil for the growing compost. Looks like what my wife might grow bulbs in, it's that sort of stuff.
Nick couldn't find any signs of cannabis being grown at Mandy's house, but the police have received intelligence that drugs may be being dealt from the property. They plan to raid it.
The two warrants are both misuse of drugs, expected to be Class A and cannabis on the premises. Intel from local residents says that they're dealing out of the window all times of the day and night, into cars, people on push bikes, etc. So that's it. Happy hunting.
Brentford Street gets raided because the street probably does smell like cannabis, because a lot of people sit there smoking weed because they've got nothing better to do.
Are you alright? Hi. Got a warrant to search your address. For drugs.
Really?
Yeah. We've had information that there possibly drugs on the premises. Okay.
If someone gets raided, everyone comes out in the street and everyone's like laughing and joking about it. Some people even pull their phones out and record it.
Fucking joking, innit?
After a thorough search, the police don't quite get the drugs haul they were expecting.
It's just the one snap bag of cannabis and then some basically rubbish leaf, which would have come from maybe a bigger deal that's just basically the scraps off it that aren't worth smoking.
Obviously, yeah, I smoke weed. Everyone does in this world. But that's all they found was personal. Of mine. I took it.
The occupier of the house, they're going to get a street warning, which is basically the lowest level of punishment for cannabis possession that we can deal with without a criminal record.
At Stack's, Louise's mate Donna is known for a zero-tolerance attitude on matters of law and order.
What about even prisoners now? Prisoners are actually getting the right to vote.
Yeah, I know.
How pathetic is that? You get locked up in a five-star hotel, and then now you're allowed to have lottery tickets and win the lottery, and now they're allowed to vote. This country is absolutely... Do you know all these do-gooders? They want lining up against the wall and they want shooting. I mean, if it was up to me, they'd be on bread and water and they'd be locked in the cell 24 hours a day.
Pregnant Louise is just 4 weeks away from her due date. When she was a kid, she knew more about prison than most. Her dad Matthew was constantly in and out of jail for theft and drug offences, and his criminal lifestyle brought the family face to face with danger.
Yeah, looking at me, you wouldn't think butter would melt. Oh.
But you was a rogue, weren't you?
Well, you had to be.
It was always
confrontation with your petrol bombs and stuff.
Yeah.
When we lived on Dam Heading, you was throwing them petrol bombs out the bedroom window.
Yeah, that was all down to my lifestyle and the way I was, why the kids got crap. There was a time when a gang of lads come to the house. Really, I should have run because there was gunmen, these men. And they come for a bit of trouble with me. I said to the lads, I said, if you want me, you get me on the street, you don't get me at my house where my kids are.
I remember driving off to the petrol station with Mum to get the petrol. You was
Yeah.
like, get the petrol quick.
It was one of them, I said, you come for me, and I said, I'll burn you.
But we knew they was coming, so it's like you stood at the door waiting for him, and then like, these 5 cars drove up, all parked on different sides of the road, and then this main man come out, and then he was like, he hired them up out the car, didn't he? And they all had the balaclavas on, and then he was all pointing the guns up the street at us. We had another gang of people at the house that time. Remember when?
Yeah.
Did they actually burn the kitchen down then, or did I remember?
Yeah, petrol through the kitchen.
Yeah, petrol, and then we had to go and sit in the neighbour's house. I just remember being rushed out the front door because the kitchen was on fire, and then the neighbours took us in, and that's all I remember seeing.
Now when I think about it, I hate the thought of what they went through. Never mind what I went through, but what you was going through must have been horrible, having parents like that. Must have been. We survived it, didn't we?
Yeah.
They're not too bad. You have to laugh else you cry, innit, really?
Yeah. I wouldn't want to bring my child up I was brought up because Mum and Dad was like on drugs and stuff, but I don't regret it because I wouldn't be the person I am today. Now I can sit back and laugh at the stories and I think we all got through that and we are who we are today.
There's nothing worse than a person that's had a bad upbringing that blames the way their life has turned out on their upbringing, where Louise and her family don't do that. They just get on with it.
Who's minding Imogen? Imogen, what are you doing?
Getting in. Shut that window, you little slag. Are you?
Back on Brentford Street, the police raid hasn't dampened spirits. Sherelle and some of the lads from the street are off to a party, and she's dropping Kyrell off with friends for the night.
No hands. No hands. You're coming, Dylan. See you later. You kiss. Mummy, where are you going? Dylan. Dylan, Shareed's waiting for you.
No, I don't work at the moment, but I'd like to find a job like soon because it's rather boring.
You've been inside? Yeah, I got out not last year, the year before.
Sometimes it pisses me off, just not doing nothing, sitting there waiting for my son to finish school. I'd like to work in an hospital, be a nurse or something, because I just like, when I watch like operations and that, I like to watch it.
See you later. See you later, son.
Nothing's stopping me from doing that, but it's just, I don't know where to start, where would I start? I don't know.
The little famous rapper that don't even write his own bars.
Oh, I'd have to go to uni and all that, but yeah, it's never too late, is it?
Maddie's starting at her new high school next week, but she's enjoying the last few days of her holiday, staying up late with big sister Amber.
No, you delete me.
Meanwhile, Mum and Dad are at work investigating a crime at Wishy-Washy. Karen and Paul run service washes for customers who want their laundry done for them. Earlier today, they left a service wash running in the machines, and CCTV evidence suggests the clothes have been stolen.
Look, there's the cloths. And the bottles.
There's his shirt.
There's his
There's his trackies.
I want every bit of him back, pal. A bunch of mitt-mops. Got you, you sweaty, old, fanny ass, and right round at her house. Hey, Stacey, do you know what's happened? Just took a service wash back, right? All his clothes are missing. We've just watched the CCTV. Sticky-fingered Lil's been at it again. She took all his clothes. I'm furious, so I'm going round there now.
I own the law set. You stole the washing. Come to the door. come to the door. Open your door.
What's wrong, love?
You stole some washing from the laundrette. I want it back now. I want it back now. I've got you on the CCTV. With your fat ass mates stealing washing.
And the
That was
bottle,
trolley you put it on
of course,
top
we
of.
want it back. We've
I
got
want it
tracksuit,
back
but they're the
now.
grey tracksuit bottoms.
Yeah.
You've got them
No,
on.
damn
Get 'em
you
off.
on.
Got them on.
No, damn you on, love.
You've got the tracky bottoms on your legs. We want them back.
No, that's not your tracksuit buttons, love.
You were warned last time you nicked washing not to come near my shop
Well, I
again.
haven't got nothing.
No, you
to
have.
love.
You've got all the items to wash and we want them back.
I haven't got nothing.
I don't like rowing me, but I'm flipping good at it.
Get the fuck away from my
No, I
shop.
won't. I won't. I want my stuff back. Don't you dare speak to me like that, you old crow.
With no prospect of getting their washing back, Karen and Paul are in for a long night. Others in Harper Hay are hoping for a more relaxing evening.
71. Fallen 747.
What about me? I wanted 46. I wanted 30.
Fallen 343.
Pregnant Louise comes to the bingo every week with her dad Matthew. It's where they spend quality time together. Now Matthew has left his criminal life behind.
77. 77.
You've been going to your pregnancy classes and that?
I've got the midwife on the Tuesday morning and then the class after it. I want to ask for a water birth, but they're not always available.
Yeah.
Since he's been off the drugs and everything, we're really close. Now it's more like father-daughter relationship where we actually enjoy spending time with each other, and it's just changed so much for the better. That psychic said I was having it 2 weeks early, didn't she? Well, don't know. I hope not, because I'm not ready.
I'm proud of Louise because she just, for what life she's had and how good her life is now, and she's dead happy, and you can see it, you know. I think she'll be a top mum. She's very caring, she always has been.
3 and 2, 32. 7 and 8, 78.
The police.
Karen and Paul are still on the trail of the suspected laundry thief, and now the police are involved.
Well, I think she's wearing a pair of grey tracksuit bottoms.
They brought a healthy amount of backup.
Shouldn't you be in bed now?
It may be gone midnight, but it's not too late for Maddie to call in a sandwich order to Mum.
You should really be asleep. You shouldn't be thinking about a sandwich at this time. Is your sister asleep? Is Amber asleep now? Well, I'll have to, as soon as we finish here, I'll have to go to the garage and then just get you one, and then you go to sleep later. Really? Right, I'm going now because I'm bringing her out. Bye. She's got insomnia.
Come on.
Right, I'm going in.
Hopefully we'll have you back soon, can't we?
Hey!
She deserves everything she gets.
The suspect was never charged with the crime and is adamant that she didn't steal the clothes. After helping the police, Karen and Paul don't get home until 2 in the morning, but Maddie's still awake and in no hurry to go to bed.
My dad. I've just got to nip and take the dogs.
So she can cook.
My mum has definitely gone a lot softer Madison than she was with me, because when as a child I had a strict when I went to bed and stuff. But I listened to my mum. I was always in bed for like 7 when I was like a younger kid. But Madison's never had a set time ever.
Oh no, no. Can't put her with that all the way to the park.
Crystal!
What time is it?
Very late, my dad.
Yeah, but what time?
Talking 2 o'clock gone.
How long have I been awake for?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. This crap gonna come to the park with you and take the dogs.
Normal families will sit down and watch telly and then go to bed. When they're all going to bed, we're taking the dogs to the park at like 3 in the morning. Not like normal people, but I don't like normal people. I find them boring.
I love my family like millions and millions. Like, if you had to say to me, what's more important, your life or like your family, I would probably say my family. I wouldn't really care what happens in my life as long as I'm with my family.
See ya.
Today, Sherelle's mum Mandy is going to the police station. She's attending a meeting about the complaints of antisocial behaviour on Brentford Street. It's not the first time Mandy's been summoned to the station, although she has no criminal record.
I've been at a meeting at the police station before for loud music, and they have took my system away. It's just that there's so many people around the table and me by myself, it is nerve-wracking. It can be, yeah.
Because the complaints involve Nick's tenants, he's been asked to attend the meeting as well.
I always wear suit and tie when I'm in courts or the police stations or all things like that. It's an accountant's tie. It always means trouble when I've got my tie on.
Yeah.
Mandy's neighbour Katie is also attending. The meeting with council officials and police is behind police doors. Despite her late night, Karen and Paul are dragging Maddie out of bed in preparation for school in 2 days' time.
Come on, girlie. Can I help us at the shop?
I'm really tired.
Seen the time, lady? 10:30. You know what time you've got to start getting up soon, don't you? 7:30 every morning. We don't know how you're going to do it.
Maddie gets tired when it comes to morning when Maddie's really moody. But like that moody, like she ends up just screaming the house down.
I'm tired, Mum.
Children over 16 years old. Sorry, you don't fall into that category. I don't give you any anyhow.
Well, I'm tired.
Don't care. Turning into a little drug addict at 11 years old. You're not allowed him. I knew you wouldn't be allowed him. Maybe go and get dressed. We've got to go. Do you want some Pro Plus?
Look, you need something. Look down, look down.
Go down, Paul. Get in the car. See you then. I'm going to do my nutting.
In a bid to improve her behaviour, Mum and Dad want Maddie to help out at the laundrette.
Well, I've got a job, you know. Need a plating.
Mother. Mum.
No.
You're not going to earn any spends. Come on.
No. You're 5 seconds. Stop holding.
Do I have to help you with your thing?
Well, do you're not slamming about with other people.
What do you want me to give your Majesty? I feel sorry for my parents because like they've brought me up and that, and I shouldn't really be mean to them. I don't know where I got like all this kicking and punching stuff from, but like I don't know why, but I'm always miserable. A bit tired.
Brush. Right, where we having your passing shot? This side.
Over at Stack's, it's business as usual. Almost. Louise has started labour and she's come to the salon to take her mind off the pain.
No, Jamie, now you're on my arse.
Well, she went in labour, and it was about 5ish yesterday afternoon, and then I think she went early hours to the hospital, and then obviously come home, and then she went at 8 o'clock this morning, but it's still, she's come home, hasn't she? So she's in very slow labour, isn't she?
They just said just get a warm bath and try and get some sleep in between, and then obviously wait until they're closer together, the contractions, and then go back. They need to be more frequent. Donna sent for me. She just wants to see me in pain so she can laugh at me.
Well, we was all hoping that it'd be over and done with today, because I need to get out on the piss with her, and it's just delaying it even more. We can't wait to go out and wet the baby's head. When I see babies in buggies, I'm not one of these that are like, go up and oh, look at the baby, and all that. I'm not that way, really. In fact, I couldn't really be bothered. But I do it, obviously, because it's the nice thing to do, isn't it? It's being polite. But no, I'm not maternal.
I'll text you later.
See you in a bit, girl. I feel for her. It's better when it's quick and it's over and done with, isn't it?
On Brentford Street, Katie and Mandy are back from their meeting at the police station. They've received a clear warning. If they can't control the visitors hanging round outside their houses, someone will have to go.
Yeah, but we're going to get chucked out, and at the end of the day, I'm not getting chucked out for no fucker. I'm not.
Yeah, well, where's the house post? You need to tell them to come on.
Hello? Can you go somewhere else, because I'm not getting kicked out for no kids, right? I've got kids. You're not here for nothing. Go and find another street to go and terrorise.
No, I'm doing that.
No, smoking bombs and all that. I'm talking to all of you. Smoking weed down there. Who's getting the shit for it? The police have just told me. You that was stood there smoking it. He's related to you. There you go. No, I'm not having it. You all need to really have a bit of respect and do what we say, because at the end of the day, if we do what we say and keep our doors shut and you're still on here, you'll all get removed yourself by the police. It won't be our fault. You know, I say it till I'm blue in the face. I've got 4 babies. If it was just me, I wouldn't be bothered. And I know things affect me really badly when I get so emotional about it. It's just a joke. Everyone just thinks it's some big joke, and it's not. Not when it's people's lives that are getting fucked up in the process. It's not a joke, do you know what I mean?
Mads, are you scared about tomorrow?
Yeah.
Why?
It's the night before Maddie starts school, and finally, she's ready for bed by 9 p.m.
Well, my worries are of people bullying me and getting scared and that.
At school, I was naughty. Very naughty. Yeah, I was naughty. Yeah, I've got expelled from school, mate. I hope Madison will be better than me at school, yeah, definitely. That's one thing I will drum into her head is education. I'll be strict on that.
Anyway, you'll have a good day, so night. You little stupid girl. Madison at high school, she's definitely gonna mature and get older. I reckon high school will really sort her out.
Right, babe. Right, you know what to be scared about when you go to school tomorrow. Right?
If I do well at school, it means I'm not really ignorant and rude and always naughty, because it's just not a life you'd really want.
I'll see you in the morning. When you night out.
At the local hospital, Louise's labour is in the final stages. Boyfriend Johnny is on hand for support.
Just want it over and done with, so she's not in that much pain, but knowing that you can't do anything about it, she just got to run a course. Crapping it a little bit, to be honest.
Down the pub, her dad Matthew is wetting the baby's head in anticipation.
I don't like it going through pain. That's why I come away and thought I'll go for a bite, it'll be easier. I'm getting pissed, basically. I'm celebrating, she's on the way, and that'll do me.
After a 32-hour labour, Louise gives birth to a healthy baby boy.
I know that I'm going to make a good parent and give my child everything I've got. I want to be like that normal family that you see walking down the street with the mum and dads and the cosy home and stuff, instead of going the way my mum and dad did.
On Brentford Street, the atmosphere has calmed down, for now.
It has been quiet for the last couple of weeks, so it's been quite peaceful. It's been almost blissful.
Sherelle and a friend are taking Kyrell to nursery school.
Since I've been out of prison, this is my 3rd Christmas now. As much as I'd love to go and jump in a stolen car and have a drive, I want to stay out of trouble. Don't want to get involved no more. If you've got a kid, you're just changing it. Everything changes. If I didn't have my son, I probably would be back in jail.
Karen and Paul are picking up Maddie from her first day at secondary school.
Gonna go for me, though?
When you go out, yeah?
Madison means the world to Paul. Even though he doesn't show it, it's his daughter, so he loves her. He does love her, even though he's strict. But I know he'd die for the kids. Yeah.
Just fish past those reeds there.
As an after-school treat, Paul takes Maddie fishing.
See where the trees are there?
Yeah.
Just fish around there. If you catch more fish than me, you're going in there. Yeah, just stand outside. We should be closer than what we are, I think, It's probably my fault, I don't try hard enough, All you do is, when you throw it out, let go, straight away. That's it, there you go, bang on. So how do you feel about the big school now? Now that you know where you're going?
I feel a little bit nervous.
Yeah. No, there's no need to be there. All you have to do is work that a little bit harder at school in your lessons. You know, listen to what the teacher says. Don't be always gabbing to your mates. And also your attitude. You've got to change at home, you know. You've got to start doing things for your mum and helping her. You listen.
Yeah, I am. I'm just looking at the fit.
I wasn't that much different to you, though. I had a bit of a temper, if I couldn't get my own way. I never went to school or anything like that, you know what I mean? So everything I know, I've sort of like learned myself, like self-taught, you know.
But how did you teach yourself that good?
I'm not that good.
Dad, you're brilliant.
Yeah, like it's good. Like I've got all my achievements now. You know what I mean? I've got you. I've got your mum.
I've got Amber.
But I want you to be more than what you can be. You know what I mean? I want you to like be able to go out and just take over what you want. I don't know. I love her. She's my girl. You know what I mean? She looks a lot like me. Yeah. She thinks a lot like me. You know. I don't know. She's my girl. It's my baby. Yeah. No problem.
It looks like it to me. Thank you, Dad.
I think.
It's called Logan. Logan. She had him at 1:25 last night, early hours. What a birth. Everything fine, perfect. She's home. She's at Johnny's mum's. Is she? Yeah, so everything's fine.
Later on, baby Logan pays his first visit to Stax.
Congratulations. Thank you. Hey, you look really well. You look really well. Yeah, you look really well. Is he feeding on you? Yeah. Brilliant, brilliant.
Too often, if you ask me.
Too often.
Yeah.
Come here, Dad.
Come on then, lad. Let's have a look at you. Let's have a look at you. Hey?
Oh, he's gorgeous. Aren't you? Hey? You see us on your Auntie Donna and I'm going to do your heading. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. You'll know my voice.
Over on Brentford Street, life's peaceful.
Down there, boss with you.
There've been no evictions and no further complaints about noise.
What are you putting your hood up for?
As the summer draws to a close, it's time for the street to sample Kathy's latest rhubarb crop.
Enjoy it.
Next time, market trader